What it do, YouTube? MJM for Life here, back again, bringing you another set of Ygopro duels. Yeah, I've been in a dueling mood lately, if you couldn't tell. But this time it's going to be featuring a Chronomaly deck, but there's an interesting way that I'm doing the Chronomalies. So you'll see that in these videos. So let's just get into it. Once again, I'm playing Gaga. That seems to be a very popular deck on Ygopro right now because they have some new support. So I'm playing a Chronomaly, as I said before. I'm going first. Whenever you open up with the disc and you're playing Chronomaly, especially disc plus what is the thing called? Disc plus skull. That's just probably the best open you could have. So I'm gonna just go, disc and skull. You saw a lot of that last video, so I'm not gonna explain that too much. But then I upstart just to bin my deck some more and then end my turn. Now my opponent, he's gonna go for that. What is it? The onomatopoeia or something like that. Yeah, onomatopoeia basically discards the breakthrough skill, which is really good. I like that combo there. Then I'm gonna go for the Dodo Witch to get the Dodo driver, which is basically a Dodo version of Constellar Costs. So he's gonna make a rank boost both of his monsters up to level 5, and then go for Durandal, which I didn't get that. I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't get that play whatsoever. Until I actually learned something new about Durandal in this duel. So I'm going to go for a Special Summon Crystal Bones, attempt to activate his effect, and he activates Durandal's effect to change my effect. And I thought you could only use Durandal's effect if you had a spell and trap card in your back row, but apparently you can change their effect even if you don't target for them to destroy, which is really cool. I did not know that. So now, even though he did that, I'm still going to be able to just go for my play anyway, which is Gorgana Guardian, and then this card, Ragna 0. So basically what Ragna 0 does is anytime a monster's attack is different than its original attack, whether it's a higher or lower, you can destroy that monster and draw one card. So this card works incredible in tandem with Burden of the Mighty, which is the card I play, as well as Gorgana Guardian, and as well as the Chronomaly High, the new rank 4 Exceeds that the Chronomalies have. As well as this card is really good against, a deck that's really popular these days, which is Fire Fists. This deck is extremely good against Fire Fists. So that's why I really like the card Ragna 0. Also, you get the plus off of that by destroying their monster and as well as drawing a card, so just pluses everywhere. So now he sets a bottomless, I believe, and then he sets his, the Gaga Magician, and then I'm just going to smack him for 1600, and then end my turn. And again, Gorgana Guardian just shuts down their plays, especially along with Burden of the Mighty with Ragna 0. Basically just interrupts their plays. But here he's going to make a big push here to Space Typhoon my what is it called? Burden of the Mighty, then breakthrough skill that he sent in his graveyard's first turn to Gorgana Guardian, so I can't negate his monster's effects. Then he's going to synchro for Felgrand, so causing more problems for me, and then he's going to boost Felgrand's attack up by 300. I'm just going to chain the effect mainly because I want him to waste that attachment, at least one attachment, so that way he has one less effect to use. So now on my turn, basically I'm just going to try and bait out that effect, so that way I can go for something. So I'm going to go for the disc. He's not going to stop that, which is good for me. Then I'm going to go for Bones and search that out. Now here what happened was my plan was to go for Star Liege because he bottomless me, so I chained the Lance. And then what happened was my turn got lagged out. So you're going to see me, my plan was to go for Star Liege, force him to negate that effect, but my turn got lagged out somehow, so I wasn't able to complete my play. So that set me back a turn, which I was extremely pissed about. So now he's going to be able to attack over both of my monsters. That's definitely not how I wanted things to play out, but I still have a Crystal Bones play, so that's good at least. So now what I'm going to do here is use the field spell to banish. And now I'm going to go for a number 101 here and set up my graveyard for BLS as well, which I do play. And then I'm going to now go for number 101 to target him. I can't go for Paladin Ammo because he requires 2 lights. And then what I'm going to do is just attack over his Dodo card just to get that thing off the field. And then go from there. So I'm basically a turn back from where I wanted to be. Now he's going to draw into a Torrential, which is really good for him, but unfortunately I did set the Mystical Space Typhoon. So after he attacks over my 101, I'm going to end phase space that back row. And now I'm going to be able to go for the play that I want to go for. So I have 2 options here. Since I drew into the Golden Jet, I could have gone for the number 5, Machu Mech, but I decided to go for ultimately decided against that, and I wanted to go for Ragna 0 just because I like this card a lot. I just like it a lot, so I'd rather go for Ragna 0 than go for Machu Mech. Even though I could have done, resulted in game anyway, so it didn't really matter at that point. But that was the first duel, so we're going to get into the next duel shortly. Okay, so this next duel is against Gimmick Puppets, so we'll get into it after it loads up, of course. Sometimes it takes a while to load up when I'm recording. But anyway, so again, I think I'm going first. Yeah, I'm going first. I used to open up with Disc plus Skull again. Extremely, extremely good. So I'm going to get my deck going, then set the Book of Moon. You know what's funny? Every time I set Book of Moon, my opponent always Space Typhooned. Every single time I've said it today, my opponent has Space Typhooned. It's so annoying. But he's going to go for a first turn Felgrand, which is frustrating for me because Felgrand is definitely an extremely powerful card. It's actually my favorite card. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for Crystal Bones, attempt to go for the Gorgonic Guardian, and I'm going to target him. Now, he actually makes a misplay, I believe. He actually should have targeted himself and not my Gorgonic Guardian. Because now what I can do is I can just go for 1-on-1 and then take his Felgrand, which is what I'm going to proceed to do. I'm going to activate the field spell, then special summon the Mass Golem, because Mass Golem's effect is whenever you activate a Chronomaly spell card, you can special summon him from your hand that turn that you activated that spell card. So now, since he didn't target himself, he misplayed that way. Now I'm able to go for 1-on-1 and take his monster and then attack him for 3,700. And now, next turn, I'll have my Gorgonic Guardian's effect to disrupt his play. So he definitely should have targeted he definitely should have targeted his Felgrand instead of targeting my Gorgonic Guardian. And now, looking at his hand, I mean, he really doesn't have much. He has 2 Gimmick Puppet, what is it, the Junk Box, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Junk Puppet, whatever. And he has all spells in his hand, so at this point, he just can't win. So he's going to scoop on out of there. So that was a really quick duel. But yeah, he made that misplay really hurt him in the long run. So we're going to get into this next match, which is against Gustos. So that's actually a deck you don't see often. I think I've only ever played against it once. So I was definitely interested to see how Gustos works. So he's going to set 2 back row, set a monster, then pass his turn. My hand is not the greatest, so I'm going to hope to draw into the disc with the upstart, but it just doesn't happen. So he's going to flip up his, what is this called? I don't know any of the Gustos. Kamui, Hope of Gusto. He can special summon a tuner from his deck. That card's kind of slow. I don't think it's too good. Then he attacks with a 200 attack monster into my face down. I don't think that was the best play either. But I'm just gonna set a card and end my turn because I mean my hand is just pretty. It's as bad as it gets. But what he's gonna do here is he's going to Icarus attack me, and that ultimately ends up being minus for him because I have a Space Typhoon. But he is able to clear my field. But again, he only has a 200 attack monster, so I'm not worried. This turn I luckily draw into the disc, so now I can get my stuff going. Go for the Skull, and then Skull I'm probably going to search out another disc, and then I'm just going to attack over his monster. And just to bait out some back row again, if my disc goes down, I really don't care too much. So now, I don't know what he's going to say. Oh, he's going to go for this, what is this? Gusto Thunderbolt, and then double summons to go for the Gusto Freeze. And this card basically, when it's single summon, you can add a Gusto card from your graveyard to your hand, and then any battle damage, that card can't be destroyed by battle, and any battle damage that player would take, the opponent takes instead. So it's a sort of decent card. So now I'm gonna go for my standard play, Gorgonic Guardian, then go for the disc, search out another disc, then instant fusion for Ragna 0, setting up my BLS, and then I'm gonna go activate Burden of the Mighty so I can pop his monster. And now he Raigeki breaks my Ragna 0, but I'm gonna chain the Forbidden Lance to that, and he scoops right as soon as that happens. So I mean, looking at his hand, I mean, he didn't really have much to stop anything that I was gonna do. Plus, I have 2 ways to disrupt his plays. I have Gorgonic Guardian as well as Ragna 0. So yeah, it definitely was over at that point. So that was another quick duel. So we'll get into the next one shortly. Okay, so this next match is against Inzectors. This is another deck that you don't really see that often, just because it's kind of just worn out. It had its time, and now you just don't see it anymore. But my hand is bad. I always hate when I have to normal summon something that's not the disc and then use my skull effects that way. But since my hand was bad, I didn't really have a choice, so I had to do that. But since he had a very passive turn, I'm safe going for the disc. It ended up not being too bad for me. So I'm going to go for Skull, switch out a disc. Then since I don't plan on special summoning this turn, I'm going to take the Duality. And I'm going to take the Space Typhoon just because I see the 2 back row. And I just want to bait out, see if I can bait out as many as I can, and then Space Typhoon the other one. But it appears that none of his back row can be change any of my attacks, or at least he just decided not to. He does have a Compulse as well as Space Typhoon, so he's going to activate Duality. And now here's where he reveals that he's playing the Inzectors, and he's going to take the Hornet. Now, as soon as I saw him take Hornet, I was afraid that he might have not Hornet, Dragonfly. I thought he might have the Hornet in hand, but I saw that he discarded the what is that? The Insect Imitation. So I guess he decided since he drew into the Dragonfly, he didn't need that anymore. But now I'm gonna make my play. He's going to attempt to compulse my Gorgana Guardian, which is fine because I have 2 Crystal Bones in my hand, so I'm not worried. Now, something that happened here that I don't understand is I negated his effect with Gorgana Guardian, and somehow the Inzector, what is it, Ladybug, it was sent to the graveyard. I don't know why that happened. If somebody knows why, explain it to me, because I'm not really sure why that happened. But anyway, what happened was I went for Gorgana Guardian, again, negated his effect, and then destroyed him with Ragna 0. Then he top decks into a useless Bottomless, so he scoops on out of there, because again, Ragna 0 plus Gorgana Guardian is just play disruption for days. So the last duel of the video is going to be against the Photon player, another really popular deck because they got some new cards. Definitely one of the really powerful new card they got is this Burst Stream of Destruction. I'll switch the sides. And whenever you have Galaxy Eyes on the field, you can just banish a card, and it's chainable. So that's really cool. But anyway, he goes for a Photon Sanctuary, then just normal summons the Galaxy Knight. I didn't understand that play. Initially, that play didn't make any sense to me. What I'm going to do is activate Bird of the Mighty because my hand is absolutely shit. So then, an error occurs. Wow. Okay, well, I'll tell you what happened since I guess I didn't realize that happened. So basically, I guess this Galaxy Tyranno card is glitched. But whatever. Anyway, what happens is when a Galaxy monster is targeted for an attack. So when I attacked this Galaxy Knight, you can actually special summon this card from your hand and then XYZ during your opponent's battle phase, and that's really interesting. So basically, he exceeded for but it has to be a Galaxy monster. If it could be any monster, that would be extremely busted. But it has to be a Galaxy monster. So he exceeded for the Galaxy Eye, the Prime Photon Dragon, and in main phase 2, I went for number 101 with the Instant Fusion, and then just took it. And then some other stuff happened that I don't remember. But wow, I didn't realize that card was good. I guess I should have checked out the replay before I did this video. But, well, that was the last duel of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the videos that did work, and I'll get into the deck profile shortly, so stay tuned for that. Okay, guys, so this is the deck profile. As with all the deck profiles, I explain the cards and then explain my reasoning. So, this card, I'm not even going to mention it. 2 Photon Thrasher, triple Nebra Disc, triple Aztec Mask Golem, 1 Golden Jet, triple Crystal Bones, triple Crystal Skull, and then triple of this card, which is the Gorgeous Unite. I have triple Instant Fusion, 1 Dark Hole, triple Upstart Goblin, 2 Duality, double Space Typhoon. Yeah, I know, I'm not playing triple Space Typhoon. It's crazy. 1 Book of Moon, triple Lance, triple Burden of the Mighty, and then triple of the Field Spell Chronomaly City Babylon. As far as the extra deck, we've got 3 Darkfire Dragon, 1 Machu Mech, 2 Ragna 0, 1 Omega, 1 Arknights, 1 Hayuk, 1 Exiton, Gagaga Cowboy, 1 Engineer, 2 Gorgana Guardian, and 1 Paladin Ammo. So, this card needs no explanation. Photon Thrasher, there for quick Wank 4 Exceed plays. It really helps the deck. If you need to go for 101, or mainly, I use it to go for Ragna 0 with, go summon Thrasher, normal summon Disc, get a search with Disc. Then normally I would use the Field Spell to special summon another monster that way. So it's just there to facilitate the Exceed summonings. Pretty clear why I'm running that. As well as it's a light target for BLS. And also you can use it for Omega and Paladin Ammo, makes those monsters a lot easier to make. Disc, as I explained last video, probably one of the, just this card is your deck revolves around the Disc and the Skull searches. This just gets everything going, speeds up the deck incredibly. And it just searches out pretty much it searches out every Chronomaly card, so this card's just really, really good. I hope they don't limit it. Chronomalys probably won't be that big, so as long as that doesn't happen, they probably won't limit it. But it's basically just a Chronomaly Stratos. This Mask Golem, basically whenever you activate the Chronomaly spell card, and i.e. the field spell, During that same turn you activate the field spell, you can special summon this card from your hand, so again it just facilitates the XYZs, Exceed summonings. Golden Jet, you can use it to make rank 5s. Now this deck, I would play more if this deck was more of a rank 5 focused deck, but I wanted this deck to be more of a rank 4 focused deck surrounding Ragna 0, so that's why I only have one rank 5, so that's also why I'm only playing one of the Golden Jets. Crystal Bones, just a really good card. If your opponent controls a monster and you don't have a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then basically it's just a one card Gorgana Guardian, so it's extremely good. This card is like the Goblin Berg of the deck. You normal summon it, you can special summon a Chronomaly monster from your hand, and then this card's level becomes the same level as that monster, so you can use it for rank 4 or rank 3 exceeds. It's also a rock, so you can use it to make Gorgana Guardian, which makes it really good in that aspect. And you can also use it with Golden Jet to make Machu Mech, because you can normal summon this, special summon Jet, and use Jet's effect to boost both of the monsters' levels to 5, and go for Machu Mech. So that's really good as well. So I really like this card. Sometimes I draw this card I draw this card too often, so I might bump this down to 2 and then put something else in there. If anyone is playing the deck, I would suggest considering doing that because I don't like drawing this card, and sometimes a lot of times I'll draw this card and I can't use it. So triple instant fusion basically for Darkfire Dragon. It's a quick way to set up BOS. So and again facilitating those rank 4 exceeds. Dark Hole just to, re-secure the game if you've lost advantage. Or basically restart it. It's like a reset button. Especially if you use it right, just reset the field and then start the game all over again, sort of. Triple Upstart for more consistency, obviously, as well as duality. 2 Space Typhoon. Normally I run triple Space Typhoon, as anybody who watches my videos knows. But I felt like in this instance, keeping your monsters up on the field is a lot more important, so Space Typhoon doesn't really help you with that. Stuff like Torrential, Bottomless, that really disrupts your plays. So just like the last video, I'd find Lance a bit much better for the deck. But 2 Space Typhoon just because, sometimes you need Space Typhoon. Book of Moon, good, a really great chainable card. I pretty much throw this in every single deck as well. I already explained the Lance. Burden of the Mighty is a really interesting card. It has a lot of functionalities. One, obviously, it works with Ragna 0. It also works with Machu Mech. It also just makes your monsters, their monsters weaker. So, like in the Galaxy video, I activated Burden of the Mighty, and then in my Photon Thrasher gets over his normally 2800 attacking Galaxy Knight. So it has a lot of functionality, like little functionality in the deck. It kind of protects this monster from getting attacked over sometimes. So it has really good functionality. Then the Chronomaly Field Spell card. This is an amazing card. Basically, you can XYZ every turn. Is basically what it comes down to, because you just banish a monster and then special summon a monster from your graveyard whose level is the same as the monster you banished. So you can go for rank 4s, you can go for rank 3s, you can go for rank 5s if you banish to special summon a Golden Jet. So basically this card is extremely good. It's a once per turn effect, and also it works with the Mass Golem, because you activate this, then special summon Mass Golem, then activate the Field Spell effect to special summon another monster, and then just go crazy from there. So I really like the Chronomaly Field Spell. As far as the extra deck, as I said before, this deck is really centered around Ragna 0, getting it out. This card is really good against Fire Fist. Like, this card single-handedly just beats Fire Fist. Especially if you get out 2. If you get it to where you have 2 on the field. Anytime they summon a monster, you just pop it, and then that's that. Especially if you're playing against 4-axis, or 4-axis kind of only has 1 summon. I mean, I guess if they have Tensu, then they have 2 summons, but that's why it's good to have double against Fire Fist. It's good to have 2 Ragna 0 on the field, or Ragna 0 plus Gorgana Guardian. That's going to be your main combo. Ragna 0 plus Gorgana Guardian, or Ragna 0 plus Hayuk. These are the 2 combos that you want to have. Or Ragna 0 plus Burden of the Mighty is another combo. But it's really centered around Ragna 0, getting that plus by destroying their monster and then drawing a card off of that. And then basically these other cards here, just good rank 4s to have. There's really no need to explain them. Again, I'm not running rank 5s because I wanted this to be a rank 4 centered deck. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck in a nutshell. Basically the deck comes down to get out Ragna 0 and get out a monster that can alter the opponent's attack, or get out Ragna 0 along with Burden of the Mighty. So that's going to be my Chronomaly deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys test out this deck for yourself and try it and see if it works for you. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I'm out of here. Deuces.